What's going on, my good people? I know y'all in here, man. Tune on in, man. Check in with your boy. Check in with your boy. Where y'all at? Where y'all at, man? Where y'all at? What's up? There you go. Willie Jack in the building. What's going on? Come on here, Willie. What you doing, bro? What you waiting on? Send that hot request, Willie Jack. Check in with your dog. Okay, I got you. Go ahead, take care of business. I'm sitting here making sure I got everything set and ready and everything copacetic myself. You know what I'm saying? Who else in here, man? Y'all tune on in. I know y'all up in this thing. Come on, man. Where y'all at? Y'all know what time it is. Same time every week. It's 7 o'clock. Tom in here. Tom late. You know what I'm saying? Tom in here late, man. Oh, yeah. There we go. We're going to get money right here, baby. We're going to get money right here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. There you go. Come on here, Willie Jack. Come on, man. Don't play with me, dog.
Oh, dang it. Nah, that's what I'll tell you.
I thought it was finna play with me, man.
Man, hold on. No, I was getting my hair braided, but she ain't done yet.
You have to get the last. Hold on, sis over there.
Yeah, man. She going out of town. She going out of town. So
Hey, this like the new version of Undisputed, bro. You know when Sharp, hey, Shannon Sharp came on, he had the cognac, he had the do-rag with the cigar.
Yeah.
No, he already did it black.
Well, it was the black, black and mild in his Hennessy.
Or you remember Allen Iverson was getting his hair braided on the sideline by his mama? Hey, boy, we said, hey, I see you out here, boy.
Hey, by any means, bro, we gotta get it done.
Or it may be a situation where sis just trying to get her face in on the show. I think that's what she on.
Oh, no, she ain't trying to be seen.
I see, yeah, she had him behind that big old dome of yours, boy.
Yeah. I had to zoom in. I just seen it too. I was like, damn, my head look big.
Yeah, you in that screen, boy. I'm gonna let you have it until she get done. How many braids you got left, sis?
She said 2.
Just 2?
Yeah.
This cat getting braided during the show, man. Hey, man, so you gonna have to wait for that last braid, Willie, man. She gonna have to finish that last braid once the show over.
Yeah, as I said, look, I'm about to get in, man. I was like, man, can't stop no show, man. We getting it in.
I might have to. Yeah, I might have to do something different. I might have to go to the barbershop, man, and get a haircut, get a line in the song. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I'm sending out some invites.
Okay, I got you. Go ahead, get them on in here, Willie Jack. In the meantime, I'll make sure we set and ready to go.
Yeah. You know what? We didn't really talk about this one, so I don't know like what you did, but man, I definitely overworked it, bro.
Oh yeah.
I definitely overworked it. I ain't gonna tell you how many pages of players I got, but I tried not to get anybody drafted ahead of, like you had to be at least drafted in the 3rd round. I tried to do it, and then after a while, I still had too many, so I tried to cut that down to like even drafted in the 5th round.
But so I was gonna ask you if you wanted to do or how you was gonna differentiate between the overachievers and the late round steals. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and go with it.
No, and you know what I came. And I'm glad you remember, because you know what I came up with. I told myself, okay, like if you were in the 3rd through the 5th round, you was an overachiever, but if you were the 6th or the 7th, you was steal. That's what I did.
But you know what? I looked at it more so as like all right, you a steal if you end up being nice.
No, that's the only way you want to listen if you was nice. That's what I'm saying.
Overachievers, you nice, but you ain't like nice. We're gonna get into it.
I'm about to say good.
We're gonna get into it, bro. And I got my own little stuff. We're gonna definitely.
Yeah. But I mean, I got so many names. Last thing I'm gonna do is run out of names, bro. I tell you that.
Oh, I got names for days too. But I'm gonna keep it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it that way. I'm gonna get right to it. I'm gonna do the But you know what? I got something for you. You gonna have something for the news I got, man. And when I put this on YouTube, I'm taking this part off. I'm gonna tell you that right now, brother.
Yeah. All right, she finna be done now.
You good? I got these 4 franchise guys, or you know who I'm talking about, the 4 franchise tag guys that didn't get they didn't get that bag. They didn't get that long term.
Okay, they didn't get the long term. Okay.
That's why I put in here, bro. I finished my stuff on Sunday, bro. I was like, let me get this out of the way, get it done. I'm ready to go now, bro. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So we're gonna be in the money. Who tuned in? Who just joined this thing? Who ain't here?
I can't see no names.
I'm looking right now, trying to see who pulled up.
Come on, Kim. Say hey, man. I will turn that fan off. It's loud back. All right, man.
Look at that boy.
Jeez.
Sister, got you right, boy.
Can I put the camera on your head?
No, man, go sit down somewhere. All right, man. We back, man. Golly. We back.
My boy didn't hit the island Iverson on you boys.
Man. By any means, man. The show will go on.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. All right, let me go on.
Oh, man, I don't even know what she done did. Oh, man, man. Yeah, we had to cut all that out.
I think it's a heart in the back of your head, bro.
I don't know what she did. I just looked down and didn't nothing match. I'm like, wait a minute.
Don't worry about it, bro. Hey, man, let's go ahead and get this thing going, man.
Come on.
Welcome to another episode of Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop. Here with my main man, Willie Jack, and y'all know what time it is, man. My guy got the freshly braided hair. You know, come on and braid my hair. I ain't gonna sing it too long, you know what I'm saying? But you know what time it is, man. We're gonna go ahead and jump into some of the stuff we got for y'all today. Today, as we talked about, we're doing a little bit of the opposite that we talked about last week. Last week it was underachievers, bust, you know what I'm saying, and solid guys. This week we doing overachievers and late round steals, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure my dog Willie Jack got some interesting names he gonna throw out. I got some interesting names. We're gonna definitely throw them at you, you know what I'm saying? Let y'all know how they go. But before that, man, I want to jump into a little bit of news. Of course, y'all know it ain't a lot going on around in the NFL now, but we got some interesting topics we can definitely throw at you, man. So, over the past week, man, it's been 4 franchise tag guys that were working to reach long-term deals, and neither one of them got their long-term deal. You know what I'm saying? Those guys included the Bengals safety Jesse Bates, Cowboys tight end Dalton Schultz, the Dolphins tight end Mike Gesicki, and offensive tackle Orlando Brown of the Chiefs, man. So of those 4 names, Willie Jack, I'm going to kind of just open it up in general and kind of let you touch on which ones you want to kind of touch on, or just give me a name of one that kind of stood out to you as far as, all right, you think this was a guy that deserved a long-term deal, or, you know what I'm saying, you think he played it right? Or, tell me what's your thoughts, man. Throw out any one of these names, man, and let's jump into it. Let's talk about it a little bit.
Okay, I got you. I think I'll start with Jesse Bates, the safety in Cincinnati. And so I think he was a guy, there was talks already that there was the contract talks even leading into the draft weren't going well. And then in the draft in the first round, at the end of the first round, they drafted that he's like a combo DB, safety, nickel, corner, Daxton Hill out of Michigan. So they kind of drafted his, so to say, replacement, I guess, because it wasn't looking like they were going to get a deal done. And so I think he's wanting like top 3 money or even market set money, kind of want to be that next guy up, kind of that way. And I think instead they're trying to price him closer to, that 4 to 6 range, but not really in that upper echelon. And then Minka Fitzpatrick just getting his deal recently, I think, resetting the market. It probably still even raised his price even more. And so, but I would expect that's one that probably he is to market next year.
Gotcha. And I kind of feel you on that one. I feel like Minka still definitely has something to do with that. It was talks that he turned down a 5-year deal that would have made him the 3rd highest paid safety in the league behind Minka. I think the part that Bates wasn't okay with was the guaranteed money. You know what I mean? And I think the guaranteed money was only, I think it was like $4 or $5 million over what he was originally getting. So he wanted more guaranteed money on that deal. So that was part of the reason why he didn't go through that process. Now, as far as the move, I feel like the Bengals should have made something happen with that. But hey, we'll see how it plays out. He has this 1 year, and who knows, man? Maybe he hits it. Maybe he hits the free agency. But I was listening to a show, man, and I heard that, like, in order for him to be able to hit free agency or to make it to where they can't tag him again, he has to play at least 80% of the snaps. You know what I'm saying? So this crazy,
yeah.
But that's a big part of that as well. But we'll see. The one I kind of was really shocked about was the Dalton Schultz, man. Okay, you got Dalton Schultz. He's 26 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I think his best years are ahead of him. He just came off of a decent year, and he was actually a really good target for Dak Prescott, even when they suffered some of those injuries. I think CeeDee Lamb went out for a few games. Amari Cooper was out a few games. And Dalton Schultz, man, 78 catches, over 800 yards, and 8 touchdowns, man. That was solid. You know what I'm saying? And that was a good piece to have on your team, especially when you are down some guys. So having Dalton Schultz for the Cowboys, I thought for sure they would have been able to work something out with him. I don't know if he wanted more than what they felt like he was worth, or what the deal was. But I would definitely like to see Dalton Schultz in a Cowboys uniform, for in a long-term deal, as they move forward. But they wasn't able to make that deal as well.
No, and that is a surprising one as well, because he's still a bit under the radar, even though he, like you said, he has shown some pretty solid production. But I still think solid is the word. I mean, so I'm curious to know, I guess, with the money he's looking for is just kind of considering how I would view him, and it sounds like how you view him as well. But that's you're right. I'm surprised that didn't get done.
Gotcha. Anything else you want to throw out there, man, in terms of the other guys, or Orlando Brown and Mike Gesicki?
Yeah, I think Gesicki's ready to get out of Miami, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to tie myself to Tua for the next 4 or 5 years if I ain't have to. So I think it's more about that. I mean, now, good thing for Gesicki is this year should be a big year for him. The guy who's the coach, Mike McDaniel, comes over from Kyle Shanahan, and who do we know is one of Kyle Shanahan's favorite targets, George Kittle. So that's an offense that's super tight end friendly, and so this could be a huge year for Gesicki, depending on how much they incorporate him like they tried to do with Kittle. So, like I say, in a contract year, if he has a big year, I think he's got more to gain than he has to lose by just playing this year out and seeing how far he can really maximize his dollar.
Gotcha. And I feel with Mike Gesicki, though, that he's a player, man. I think he hasn't shown the consistency that we want to see and the tight end. And it's more so a prove year, man. You know what I'm saying? He's also 26. Yeah, he's young. Now we've seen the flashes. We've seen the amazing catches and the routes and all these different things. But you have to be consistent as well. Now it could be a situation. It could be the QB play. It could be the offense. You know what I'm saying? It could be some of those other things. But I've seen a rookie come in there and get 100 catches off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Off the rip. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, for me, and watching Mike Gesicki, I feel like there is more that he can do. So this sounds like a situation where Mike Gesicki is like, hey, man, I'm worth more than this. And Dolphins like, hey, man, we need to see more of them. You know what I mean? So maybe this is a proven year for him, and he gets that deal next year.
No, you know what this makes me think of? He makes me feel he makes me feel like we used to feel about Stephon Diggs. Like I think he's so much better than his current circumstance or situation. Like, you know what I mean? He like just needs to be used properly. He just hasn't been. They haven't maximized his talent or ability. Like I think that's his problem. He's just waiting. He's just waiting to find his Josh Allen. He's just waiting to get traded to Buffalo. And matter of fact, I love that too. I love to see that. But yeah, he just waiting for his Josh Allen like Stephon Diggs got. And then you know what I'm saying? He gonna be a guy putting up Kelsey numbers.
And honestly, that probably would be a good spot for him, man. I might love to see that too, man. I might love to see that.
But I mean, when they got Dawson Knox there, just text me and get home, and come back over later. But yeah, they got Dawson Knox, another young tight end who's he's a guy on the rise to look out for. He's a guy that's probably right there pushing that top 15 kind of ranking range wise. Yeah, he's nice.
Gotcha. And other news, man. All 30 cases against the Texans have been settled in regards to Deshaun Watson. The Texans were previously accused of turning the blind eye to Deshaun Watson's alleged actions. So, you know, they had cases against them, but all 30 of those have been settled, you know, but that still leaves Deshaun Watson out there with those cases. There's still 20 of the 24 that haven't, 20 of the 24 have been settled. You know, there's still got other cases out there. So with there being 30 total cases against the Texans, I wonder if there'll be more cases to come, you know what I'm saying, if it's a situation like this. So, hey, we'll see, you know what I'm saying, how that works and if more comes about that. Thoughts on that, Willie Jack?
Man, just next. That's I'm so over this whole story, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, they don't play around. They got, like I said, I'm curious to know just how much they settled for. But I imagine they just did one blanket uniform mass settle. Everybody gets $2 million or every guy. You know what I mean? But I wonder what that number would be. But yeah, I'm just so ready for this stuff to be over with, man. It's ridiculous.
Okay. And last but not least, man, Madden Ratings. They came out. I know, Willie Jack, you've been posting a lot about the Madden Ratings, man, from the linebackers to the receivers, you know, QBs, and everybody else. Give me a name, man. Give me somebody that stands out to you as far as somebody you feel like their rating should have been better, somebody you want to get praised, their rating was deserved. You know, give me something, man. Give me something.
Man, I know one thing I'll say, man, is I don't like how they did the linebacker ratings. For one, nobody was above, I think, a 93 or 94. No, nobody was above a 94.
Yep. And
I don't understand why that the inside linebacker spot, which has very good talent at the top, like why they're one of the only position groups. They don't, not to say every position group has a 99 because they don't, but nobody has a 97. You know what I mean? So I just didn't like their rankings. I thought Micah Parsons was a little high. I thought Darius Leonard was a little low. But I'm trying to remember it now. But I think I wanted Darius Leonard higher than he should have been. Eric Kendrick should have been higher than he was, I believe. Criminally underrated. I used to talk about him with you, Chop, a little while ago as well. But no, this is what I was going to ask you because I don't think it's came out yet. But right now, if you were going to rank, give me the number ratings, you would rank the top 5 QBs. Like, so whatever your top 5 QBs would be, and then put numbers next to their names that you would rank them.
Aaron Rodgers, 99. I go Patrick Mahomes, 99. And I go.
Well, there's only 5 99s across the whole game.
Hold on. So what do you ask me again? Ask it again.
So rank them like you. All right, well, rank them like you would, but you can't just give out that many 99s. The whole game only has like 5 99 players every year. So you can't have 2 quarterbacks that's 99. Only one, like whoever's the 99 can only be the only 99 in that position group in the game.
So you're asking me to list the top 5 quarterbacks or name all the 99s?
No, I want you to list whatever your top 5 quarterbacks is going to be, and then you. All right, let me go first. Right,
go ahead.
My number 1 quarterback would be Josh Allen, and I would rank him a 98. Then I would go Patrick Mahomes, a 98. Then I would go Aaron Rodgers, a 97. I go Tom Brady, a 95. Now, because the video games rating is a little different than you know.
I get it.
I go Tom Brady at 95, and then I would go Justin Herbert at 93. No, 93. And that'd be my top 5 in the video game.
Aaron Rodgers 99. Patrick Mahomes, I give him a 97. I'm gonna go Josh Allen, give him a 90. Him and Tom Brady a 95, and then I'm gonna go Herbert a 92. Maybe 93, 92, 93.
I ain't mad at that.
Because
I don't know about having Rodgers 2 steps above Mahomes.
I'm gonna tell you why. And maybe Mahomes is a 98, whatever. But Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if y'all ever used to create players. You know what I'm saying? On Madden, y'all probably did. You know what I'm saying? But when you create a player, you can put a lot of his ability up, right? You know, all of the actual skills. But it ain't until you put that awareness up that rating start to jump real high. Aaron Rodgers' awareness on 99, bro, 98 at the least. And he still got all the arm talent that you look for in a quarterback. So
that's true.
I don't think it get better than that, you know what I'm saying, when you talking about, you know, QB. Now, Pat Mahomes, his awareness probably ain't as high as Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? So that might bring him down a notch or two. So that's where I'm at. Same with Herbert and Allen. You know what I'm saying? They still young guys, so they still working on that. Their awareness, like Josh Allen, the awareness might be at like a 88 or something. You know what I'm saying? 85, somewhere around that range on the video game. Same, Herbert's might be at like an 82. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Tom Brady awareness 99, but I don't think the arms talent and all that stuff is there like it is.
That's what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I have my rankings the way I have.
That's what you're saying.
They might make me a video game rater after I just killed that like that. I just killed it.
They probably need help, boy. They had Jamar Chase as an 87, and he's like the 15th highest rated receiver in the game. That's what I'm saying. What? Okay. So what should Jamar? I'm going to hit you with something right here. I want to see what you. So what should Jamar Chase be rated? 93.
What should Michael Parsons be rated? So because I want to know the difference. Michael Parsons came in, it was immediately
91.
But you said he was too high. He only rated 88 on her.
Okay, well, no, I think the order of where he was ahead of some guys is more so like the way, because everybody who was a linebacker, their rating should be bumped by 3. That would make sense. And then Fred Warner would be a 97. You know what I'm saying? And then so everybody should bump by 3. But the order, like I think Darius Leonard Darius Leonard should have been second behind Fred Warner. I think Eric Kendricks is still top 5. If Eric Kendricks is 5th, you can still have Bobby Wagner at 4, or Bobby Wagner 3, Roquan Smith 4, Eric Kendricks then Roquan Smith.
I'm gonna tell you like this, off the strength of because they've been there. All right, it's some guys, but Michael Parsons, he better than almost all of them guys, bro.
No. You know what? Hold on, I'm thinking. I just talked that out loud. Yeah, no. 1 and 2 definitely should be Fred Warner and Darius Leonard. Those are under number 2. I think Michael Parsons should be 3rd, but I think his score should still be so he's got to be higher than. If he's gonna be 3rd, he's got to be higher than 91. But I'd say Fred Warner 97, Darius Leonard 96, and then like Michael Parsons a 90, like 94, and then from there.
At the lowest, I would put Marcus Parsons 3rd at the lowest. And it will only be behind. It will only be behind Warner and Levante David. I like Levante David, bro. He's not.
No, I forgot about Levante David. I do too, but nah.
Nice. But
no, I do. He's still nice.
Leonard, though.
But yeah, no. Parsons only play going forward. He's still only play going forward.
All right, boy. Hey, boy.
Yeah.
I said, boy. Hey, I'm telling you.
I'm just saying. He's still only play going forward. I'm
gonna tell you like this: Madden 24, Michael Parsons, because this was Madden 23. It just came out, right?
No, Madden 23 is the one that's coming out. So this is the one they're talking about, the one that's about to come out.
Madden 23. So Madden 24, Michael Parsons is gonna be a 99. I'm gonna tell you that right now. 99.
Oh, he very well may be. He very well may be. But yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Got you, man. Well, yeah, man. Definitely Madden, that was fun. Talking about Madden Ratings, man. Ran over to some of the news. But I definitely want to jump into, what we came here to talk about today, Willie Jack.
Let's do it.
Talk about some overachievers and some late round steals. But before we do that, man, let them know, Willie Jack, what they got themselves into and what we need them to do, man.
Hey, man, as always, and I'm sorry, now I'm over here tweaking my list and just looking at stuff. As always, man, today's episode of Let the Field Speak is brought to you by the sponsorship, man. That's the Three Amigos. Like, that, share, that, subscribe. The Three Amigos is a three-piece combo, a three-piece spicy. They go together oh so well. Like, share, and subscribe. Now, after you do that, you tap in. Holler at your dog. Just sit down. You get comfortable. You like, share, subscribe. Then I need you to tell your friend. Then I need you to tell your friend to tell his friend. And then I need you, my boy, to tell your friend's friend to tell his friend to come on too, because everybody's welcome here at Let the Film Speak, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell his friend. Tell your friend's friend to bring a partner, and y'all all come on in here and kick it with your dogs, man. Now back to the regularly scheduled programming.
That's right. Drill just rolled in here. Wifey just rolled in.
What's going on day one, gang?
What's going on? So, Willie Jack, I feel we can step into some of these overachievers first, man. So, we're gonna talk about some of these overachievers, and these are guys that, of course, we went through the draft, probably from I think we talked about it, from like the 2000s up until now. You know
from 2000s up,
2000s up, and we're gonna talk about some guys who maybe have been drafted a little bit later that end up overachieving, or some guys that were a lot better than what people probably expected of them, man. So, Willie Jack, I'm gonna let you go first, man. I'm gonna turn it on over to you, man. Let me know what you think, man. Who your first guy you want to throw out there to us?
All right, man. So, I guess let's start on the overachiever side first. We'll stay on the overachiever side.
Right.
Jeff and this thing, what's going on, man? Said he right back like Cook track. So yeah. So my first overachiever. Oh, now also let me clarify. So this is, and I was just telling Chop this as well, how I differentiated an overachiever from a draft steal. An overachiever is somebody I said that was drafted between the 3rd and the 5th round, and then let's say a 3rd and 5th round and made a Pro Bowl or was a multiple Pro Bowler, but from the 3rd or the 5th round, because that's just not as common. And then draft steals were guys drafted in the 6th and the 7th round who were, Pro Bowlers, all pros, or league leaders, and that's how I broke them down. So my first overachiever, I'm gonna say Sante Samuel. I think Sante Samuel, drafted in the 4th round, and was one of the guys that was integral in Belichick's defenses. I want to say he made a couple Pro Bowls. I feel like he was on one of those Super Bowl teams.
He made an All-Pro and 4 Pro Bowls. 4 Pro Bowls and an All-Pro.
Yeah, was he on one of the Super Bowl teams?
Yeah, I think they won a Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah. So you get a
2-time Super Bowl champ.
Oh, he was on 2. Okay, I couldn't remember how many of those teams he was on. Okay, so 2-time Super Bowl winner, and like I say, so you get that type of production, an All-Pro, multiple Pro Bowler, key starter and contributor on a defense that won 2 Super Bowls, and you got that guy in the 4th round. Man, he could have been a steal, but yeah, I think was definitely an overachiever. That could have been the career of Patrick Peterson. You know what I mean? Like what we just described, or that, you know what I mean? So that's a tremendous career from somebody in the 4th round.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. So we can rock with that. And I like that pick too, man. And he's a guy, and I actually just seen him too on one of the shows that I watched, man. And it was very interesting, man, to hear him talk, talk.
I know. Hey, and you know what? I haven't seen his interview yet.
Yeah,
I haven't seen his interview yet.
It was interesting. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you hear him talk about himself, man, he feel like he the best. You know what I'm saying? And which you supposed to feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't know.
Hey, bro,
he was nice.
I must say he had like a 5-6 year stretch where he was a top 5 guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or right in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, it was nice for sure. So I like that one. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with a guy who I feel like he's still in the league right now, and he's I'll go overachiever here, and I'm gonna go. And my definition of overachiever is a little bit different. Mine is pretty much based off of where they got drafted at, but also how great they performed in comparison to where they were drafted at. You know what I'm saying? This guy could very well be on a steal list later on. But also because he switched teams, it's not necessarily a steal for that specific team. But I'm gonna go with Darren Waller, man, an overachiever. He's my overachiever.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I had him on my overachiever list. Yeah.
So drafted 6th round, in 2015 to the Ravens as a receiver. Okay. And So, like I said, it wasn't really a steal because he was drafted by the Ravens, and now he's with the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if everybody is familiar with his story at all, but was addicted to, you know what I'm saying, opioids and, you know, alcohol and things of that nature, which started at the age of 15 for him. And he got suspended in the 2017 season, so he missed that entire season. And then he's pretty much on his way out of the league. Then he got that call. You know what I'm saying? He got that second chance. He was able to get his life turned around. So, man, definitely kudos to him. Proud and glad he went and got the help that he needed. And now we're looking at a guy who, during his fourth year, has developed into a premier tight end in the league. You know what I'm saying? Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons before this past season, man. So I feel like he's definitely an overachiever because of the things he accomplished in comparison to where he was drafted. You know, a 6th-round tight end, those guys may not necessarily make teams. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they bounce around the league. So,
and he was actually a receiver. He actually played receiver in college and got converted to tight end.
Yeah. So, like Jarrell said, one of the best turnaround stories. So, I definitely got him as one of my overachievers. Okay.
That's a fact.
I'm moving to another one, man. I'm going to go overachiever. Let me see. I'm going to do Stephon Diggs, right?
I was just going to say Diggs.
Yeah, you got him on the list too. So he was drafted in the 5th round, you know, of the 2015 draft. Same draft as Darren Waller to the Vikings, and developed into one of the most complete receivers in the NFL. A true number 1 receiver. He's coming off a 12,000-yard season, in which it is his 4th season in a row with over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's definitely one of those guys that is right now overperforming. You know what I'm saying? He's, like I said, a top 10 receiver in the NFL right now. And, I mean, you get a guy like that in the 5th round, man, he's definitely an overachiever. But another guy who's not necessarily on his team that he started with. So I got him on my overachievers list versus the steal list. And maybe he still could be a part of the steal list because the Bills stole him from the Vikings and they started using him better than they was using him. So, hey, he could be, man. So,
no, I think he's my
guy.
No, and I had Diggs on one of my lists too, but I had him as a steal because Stephon Diggs was a guy where he was a 5-star receiver when he came out. So he was one of the top receivers in the country. But if you know about, he's another guy's got a real good story. So if you know about his story, his dad, I think, was a guy in the streets and died. So it left him to be the man of the house. And so he was kind of like the father figure for Trayvon. Like, they got a real tight story. And so he could have went anywhere in the country, but he stayed and went to Maryland so he could still watch his little brother, you know what I'm saying, help his little brother with his mom. And then his little brother, you know what I'm saying, of course, goes to Alabama, and then now they both in the league. So he's got a real tight story as well. But, yeah, I think if he'd have went anywhere, he probably would have went other than that, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia. He was been a first-round dude. That's why I think he's a steal. Like, man, he was, yeah. But, anywho, definitely like the name, though. My bad, brother. My next overachiever, man, I always feel bad for him because I feel like he just never gets quite enough credit or respect just because people didn't necessarily feel like he deserved his money. And that's Kirk Cousins, man. Kirk Cousins was a 4th-round quarterback drafted specifically to be the backup for RG3 by the Washington Redskins. They were drafted in the same draft. RG3 went number 2 overall behind Andrew Luck, and then Kirk Cousins went number 4. And so it was a brilliant move by Washington, honestly, because as we all know how that unfolded, he comes in, takes over for RG3, and plays good ball. And just like what you were saying about Jesse Bates, he bet on himself. Like, Washington wanted to kind of give him a low ball contract, or so he felt. He was like, "Nah, I don't care. It ain't as pretty as what y'all wanted, but I'm winning games." Woo-de-woo. Went through what was it, 2 or 3 franchise years in a row, ran the money up, and he called they bluff every single year and made off like a bandit. And then he goes to Minnesota and signs. At the time, I think he was the first No, it wasn't the first fully guaranteed because Deshaun Watson just did that. He set some type of record for guaranteed money, or like maybe the first 2 or the first 3 years were completely guaranteed, or maybe he did some style of contract money. He was a pioneer in doing it, and so like him or love him, you got to respect what he did, man, and all that from a 4th-round quarterback who most times these guys' careers turn out to be Chase Daniels or Jim Sorgi or a 1,000 other guys that nobody knows their names. You know what I mean? That's what you get from a 4th-round guy, and Kirk Cousins out here cashing big bags.
Gotcha. Give me another one.
Yeah.
I like the Kirk Cousins pick because it's an obvious one too, but it's one that, like you said, goes under the radar. Like it should be obvious. Like it should be. He should get more recognition as.
He just don't get more respect. He gets respect as he should.
I was drafted in the 4th round, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've heard it multiple times as far as people saying, hey man, he was behind RG3, you know what I'm saying? And then he ended
rookie of the year RG3, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, rookie of the year RG3. And he ended up taking it and running with it. You like that? You know what I'm saying? That's how he came with it, man. That's how he came with it. So yeah, I like that one. Give me another one, Willie Jack. Give me another one.
Another just an overachiever?
Yeah, give me another overachiever. You got one more?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I got tons. That's what I'm just trying to, because I went back. When I tell you I went all the way back, bro, I got names all the way back to 2000. I got names from 2000 to 2020.
You ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, man. Man, you know what, man? I'm going to give y'all. No. Man, I got so many good ones, man. All right. You know what? I'm going to give you Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman, I went back and forth. Do I want to call him a overachiever? Because he is an overachiever, but is he also? He's actually a steal. And I had him as a steal, but I want to talk about him right now. So I'm gonna talk about him right now, man. This is the underachiever steal. Overachiever still, Julian Edelman, man, a 7th-round receiver. And now, mind you, Julian Edelman played quarterback in college. Okay. So he was a quarterback who transitioned to receiver in the NFL. We've seen it done a couple times. We haven't seen it done well that many times. So we've seen guys who try to make the transition and don't work out. I think Pat White ended up trying to go over the receiver. Marcus Vick ended up trying to go over the receiver for a little bit. Some of the guys that did work out, he played for us. Antoine Randall. Antoine Randall was a quarterback in college. I think he made a Pro Bowl, maybe 2 with us, and the Steelers won a Super Bowl for sure, threw a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl to Heinz Ward. Heinz Ward was another guy. Heinz Ward at Georgia played quarterback. He played running back. He played receiver. He kind of did everything and then went full-time. Exactly. And then he went full-time receiver in the NFL. So like I said, man, Julian Sanders, man, getting in there, being an integral part of a second half of Tom Brady's Patriot dynasty, multiple Pro Bowl. No, you know what? I take it back. I don't know if he may only have like 1 Pro Bowl because them wide receivers be thick, but yeah. All that said, man, a guy super successful, a 7th-round quarterback churning into a receiver isn't even supposed to make the team, and then 4 or 5 years later, man, grinding it out. Now he was Tom Brady's #1 option for half a decade. So kudos to you, Julian Edelman.
Gotcha. And I'm gonna throw one more at you too, Willie Jack.
Yeah.
He said Julian Sanders must be a creative player. Did you say Julian Sanders? If you said it, I must have missed it.
No, I said Edelman. I thought I said, you know what? I might have said Julian Sanders once because I got him and Emmanuel Sanders listed next to each other.
Julian Sanders.
So I might have read both their names one time, but Julian Edelman.
I got you. Well, let me throw one more at you, Willie Jack, and then we can go to some of your steals because it sounds like you down to move to these steals, man. It sounds like you down to go to them. So let me.
I just got so many.
Let me throw one more overachiever at you, man. And I'm gonna throw a guy, man. I used to really love. He came out of when he came out and played for the Eagles, man, and he was electric. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go Brian Westbrook, man. Brian Westbrook. Now.
Oh.
He was drafted.
Westbrook.
So he was drafted in the 3rd round, right?
Okay, yeah.
So you said you was going 4th and over. So I did.
No, I went to the 3rd. Okay. Yeah, I went to 3rd.
So he was drafted in the 3rd round, man. And he came in and he started off returning punts. you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature, just being that specialty player, but turned into an electrifying player. You know what I'm saying? He developed into a 3-down versatile back, a guy that catch it out of the backfield, run routes out of the backfield, run routes in the slot. You know what I'm saying? And he can tote it. You know what I'm saying? You see him, and he probably stood, maybe 5'8", something like that.
5'6". I was going to say he wasn't that tall at all.
Hey, but he wasn't little at the same time, though. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't.
Hey, what year draft was that?
That was 2000. I just looked at it. 2002. 2002.
Okay,
so,
dang.
So you say you're gonna go back. I say, hey, talk to me. We can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he came out in 2002. But he wasn't small. He about 5'8", 200 pounds at least. 200 pounds at that short, man. That's a solid size guy. But he had the speed, he had the explosiveness, you know, so he had the hands, you know, so he was just versatile. You know what I'm saying? He was dangerous anytime he had the ball in his hand. And he made a lot of plays for that Eagles team. Now, he did run into some injuries, you know what I'm saying, but was a difference maker for sure when he was on the field. He eclipsed 1,500 yards 3 times, you know what I'm saying? With one of those seasons, he got over 2,000 total yards. So he was a baller. Brian Westbrook was doing his thing. Like, he was complete for sure. But like I said, he ran into some injury problems, but he was definitely a problem for defense.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He was an overachiever. He was the type of guy, I would have said he would have been a steal if he didn't go through those injuries, because he had the ability to maybe develop into, you know, a Hall of Fame back. You know what I'm saying? But because, like I said, a lot of the injuries and stuff like that he faced, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't able to have the production that we seen from a lot of those Hall of Fame backs that have made it. So I'll go with him right now as another overachiever for me, man. So he's an overachiever.
Okay, no, I like that one, man. I like that one. Yeah, I can't believe I missed Brian Westbrook. Yeah, I don't know how I let him slip through the cracks on me.
Got you. All right, and we ain't gotta go through them, and give me some other guys that was honorable mention for your overachievers, man. Throw a couple names out there that was honorable mention.
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, I'll go. Emmanuel Sanders, he was drafted in the 3rd round, was a multiple Pro Bowl receiver. Navarro Bowman, linebacker for the Niners, played next to Patrick Willis, drafted in the 3rd round, man, multiple Pro Bowler. Jimmy Graham, tight end out of Miami, 3rd round in 2009, multiple Pro Bowler. Played basketball in college and then transitioned to football to come to the NFL, which is a trend that started from Antonio Gates. Man, Geno Atkins, man, the first Aaron Donald, you know what I'm saying? Like, undersized defensive tackle in Cincinnati, numerous first-team All-Pros and Pro Bowls. Everson Griffin, man, I'm telling you, bro, I can just keep going. Darren Sproles, running back from the 4th round. Man, can't believe you. It's crazy, his career. Man, just tons, man. Ryan Fitzpatrick in the 7th round, just retired. Yeah, man, I can just keep going, man. I got
you. Some of my honorable mention guys that I feel like was overachievers. I'm gonna go Justin Tuck.
Oh, that's a good one.
Defensive end, opposite of Michael Strahan in those Super Bowl runs, man. Multiple Pro Bowl defensive end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Jason McCourty, man. Jason McCourty was drafted.
Hey, he was on my list as well. Yeah.
He was drafted in the 6th round in the 2009 draft, man. And he ended up playing 13 seasons. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't that all-pro guy, but he lasted a long time. It was a long
very
time
solid guy.
Very solid player.
Won the Super Bowl with the Patriots with his brother. He's the one that made the play to stop y'all from winning that first Super Bowl with golf.
For sure. And then another guy, and you like this guy, Matt Milano, man. He was drafted in the 5th round.
Oh, yeah, linebacker.
A 5th round linebacker, 2017 draft. And then I'm going to shout out Jeff in the building. Jeff back in action, man. Marcus Colston. You know what I'm saying? 7th round receiver. Yep. I remember him, man. Big body receiver, go up, possession receiver, got the hands, man.
Drew Brees' first go-to guy at the Saints. And now Jeff may stole my thunder. He was going to be one of my draft steals, Marcus Colston. Yeah, I had him as one of my draft steals.
Hey, well, we can jump into him, man. We can matter of fact, we can use that if you want to jump on into it, or do you want to give us something else? What you?
Hey, we're talking about it. Hey, like you said, shout out to Marcus Colston, man. He's a guy that kind of goes under the radar. Kind of his run gets kind of forgot. But just like I said, man, that was Drew Brees' first number 1 receiver when him and Sean Payton really started setting the league on fire. And so he was the go-to guy for, I want to say, maybe 4 or 5 seasons. I think he's still a record holder, or maybe even longer than that, man. He may have played there his whole career. He may have put in a decade there, but I think he's a record holder.
He actually did. I sitting here, I was like, let me see. Yeah, he played 10 seasons, man. He got
I think he said all the records for the receivers.
6 of them is 1,000-yard seasons, man. 6 1,000-yard seasons. That's solid for that's really good for
a seventh round receiver. Like I said, and so a guy that he can't return punts. So normally you get a 7th round receiver, you imagine he's gonna be small and fast, punt return, kick return capability. He was a 6'3", like 220-pound guy, didn't run super fast at the combine, went to a very small school. I can't remember what school, but that guy went on to be, he's probably in that Ring of Honor. If he isn't in that Ring of Honor already, he'll be there. And like I said, owns every record, almost all the receiver records for that franchise. So yeah, man, Marcus Colston had to be mentioned, dog, for sure.
So the college you went to is called Hofstra. You ever heard of it before?
Hofstra, yeah, I knew it. Yeah, I remember him coming in. Yeah, man, I knew it was a little bitty college. Yeah, Hofstra.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
So that was one of your steals.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, bet. Let me jump into one of my steals, and I'm gonna go your position, Willie Jack. Man, I'm gonna go defensive end, and I'm gonna go my boy Jared Allen. Right, Jared Allen.
I had Jared Allen too.
Hey, this is the steal list, and I'm stealing all your players, man. I'm stealing all your kids. You know what I'm saying? Jared Allen, man, drafted in the 4th round of the 2004 draft, 5-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro. I'm gonna leave you some room for this too, Willie Jack. 8 double-digit sack seasons. I'm talking about this was a sack guy. You know what I'm saying?
Sack artist, man, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? You put him out there on that edge, man, he gonna find a way to get to that quarterback. And if you draft a guy like that in the 4th round, like this is the type of guy that you drafted in the 1st round, top 5, top 10 pick. You know what I'm saying?
This is top 5. That production is top 5.
Like it's like I need you to go get after this quarterback. I need you to go close this game out. And a game closer he was, whether it was with the Chiefs and with the Vikings, either one. You know what I'm saying? He had double-digit sacks with both of those teams. So Jared Allen, man,
almost broke the record a couple times.
Yes,
broke the record a couple 20 sack seasons.
He finished one season with 22 sacks. So yeah, that was the year he was right there on it. He was getting ready to get it, man. But a guy that for sure anybody would have wanted on their team. You know what I'm saying? Wreaked a lot of havoc on QBs during his time in the league, man. So Jared Allen is one of my steals. What you got on him, Willie?
No, for sure. Just like you said, man, you hit the nail right on the head, man. Man, one of those crazy in Kansas City, he was a little wild. He was partying and kicking it hard. That's why they went ahead and let him go. He got to Minnesota. He tells the story. He got to Minnesota. They end up, getting a little older, settling down, got married. But yeah, he was a wild man in Kansas City. Man, my mouth dry. He was a wild man in Kansas City, but he had that famous for that mullet haircut. You know what I'm saying? It was all business in the front, all the party in the back. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely a guy I can imagine like it'd be awesome to play with a dude like that, man. All that personality. So he was definitely on my list too.
Gotcha. Give me another name. Jarrell said he was a monster when he got his head right. Yeah, you right, Jarrell. He was
man, for sure. Yep, and then Jeff said that Marcus Colston won him fantasy for like 2 years in a row. So hey, yeah, I believe it for sure. Another draft steal, man. I'm gonna go. And you know what, man? One guy got on my list. I'm not gonna say because I know you got him because I know you want to give him love because that's your partner. So see, that's what I'm thinking about him right now. But I'm like, man, that's so obvious. I ain't even got to do that. You know, I was like, that's so obvious, man. I ain't got to do that.
Yours. I ain't gonna touch it, bro.
All right, man. We're gonna go Antonio Brown, man. Wide receiver drafted in the 6th round, man. Might as well be the Tom Brady of receivers, man. Drafted in the 6th round, going down as the GOAT. I said what I said. Drafted in the 6th round and going down as the GOAT. AB, man, went to Central Michigan, played with J.J. Watt. Played with J.J. Watt before J.J. Watt transferred. J.J. Watt was a tight end at Central Michigan, transferred to Wisconsin, converted to defensive end, and then went to the NFL, and one day he's going to the Hall of Fame. So anyway, yeah, man. AB comes in the 6th round in the same draft as Emmanuel Sanders, who went in the 3rd round. Man, comes in, makes a pretty good impact as a rookie, as the 4th string guy, punt returner. I think 2nd year has 1,000 yards as our 3rd or 4th receiver. I mean, so and then we know the history from there, man. So AB, man, goes without saying 6th round to an all-time great, man. Hall of Fame bound one day eventually when they let the foolishness pass. But you can't deny what he did on the field. AB in the 6th round, bro. You can take that all day long. Oh, yeah. Baby sister got in the building. What's going on?
What's going on, sis? Shout out, sis, man. She owned it, man. She done did my guy. Her, got them together.
Man, and she said she was tired of y'all. Hey, she told me to tell y'all. She said she was tired of y'all talking about it too. She said she was tired of y'all blaming her, talking about it. But I was like, that's how I go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Donnell just touched down in the building. What's going on with you, bro? Jarrell say the stuff he did or doing is unheard of, especially from a 6th-round pick, for sure, man. And me and
Yeah.
Willie always talk about that 6-year run, man. The best 6-year
For sure.
run of any wide receiver who has ever played in the
Ever.
NFL, man. That best.
It's a lot of stuff people can say about AB that's opinion, but they got to say that fact as well. Not Jerry Rice, not Randy Moss, not T.O., not Julio, not Michael Irvin, none of that. Antonio Brown did that.
Got you. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. All right, man. So you got another one? Give me another one. Give me another. Go back to back.
Oh, yeah. And you know what, man? I want to give a little love, man, to the I know it's so easy to do this for just all the skill positions. I want to make sure I shout out some of them boys in the trenches, man. I'm going to go Jason Kelsey, the center from the Eagles, in the 6th round. He's going to be an all-decade team member. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, and he's an undersized center. I think he also played at Cincinnati with his brother Travis Kelsey. I think they both played at Cincinnati. But, yeah. In the 6th round, in the 2011 draft, an all-decade member, a Hall of Famer. He's going to be in the Eagles Ring of Honor. And so, that's Antonio Brown's story again. You know what I'm saying? So, to get that level of talent, Antonio Brown, Travis Kelsey, Tom Brady, guys drafted that late into like I said, wind up in Canton at the end of the day, tremendous, man. So, you can't – a steal like that has to be acknowledged.
Gotcha. And I'm going to stay in the trenches with you. You say trenches, I'm going to go trenches, man. Let's go David Bakhtiari, man. David Bakhtiari.
That's a good one. Yeah.
In the 4th round of the 2013 draft, and you're talking about an anchor for that Packers offensive lineman. You're talking about a guy that as a potential Hall of Famer in the future. Missed the 2021 season, but beforehand was probably the best pass blocking tackle in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of guy David Bakhtiari was. He has some All-Pros, had some Pro Bowls, man. So has definitely been solid for the Packers for a long time, and a guy that you can say, hey, man, I'm going to put you in the success of, you know what? He's going to be in Aaron Rodgers' Hall of Fame speech. He better be. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the guy that needs to be in that particular speech. So I'm going to go David Bakhtiari for my guy that's in the trenches. And then I'm going to move forward, man. I got a lot of these too, Willie Jack. You know what I'm saying?
Come on with it.
I'm going to go B. Marsh.
Brandon Marshall, okay, 4th round.
Man. He is a steal. Drafted in the 4th round of the 2006 draft. You're talking about a 6-time Pro Bowler, 8 1,000-yard season, 6 seasons with 100 receptions or more. You know what I'm saying? 6'5", 200.
Boys forget how dominant B. Marsh was for a moment, bro. Boys forget.
Bro, they forget real quick. 6'5", 230 pounds, very physical, a true number 1 receiver. He was one of the best in the league during his time. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was with the Broncos, whether it was with the Bears. And don't worry, name some of his QBs. You know what I'm saying? We all know Jake Cutler. Jake Cutler. Or what was the other? Rex Grossman. You know what I'm saying? Who was the other guy who Rex Grossman played with? Cal Orton.
Orton.
You know what I'm saying? He did play with Fitzmagic. You know, Fitzmagic makes sure he give people money. He give people that money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You can get about 3-4 games out of Fitzmagic. Yeah. You can get about 3 or 4.
But you talking about a guy who did his work, man. He did his thing, you know what I'm saying, with all different types of QBs that, you know, we wouldn't consider top guys in the league during that time or even after that time. You know what I'm saying? So B. Marsh, man, is a steal for me for sure.
Oh, I got something for you too, and I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm gonna have to double dip, and I can't help myself because they go together. I'm taking both of them to the same team, both of them in the 5th round. Both of them key contributes to a dynasty that was known as the Legion of
But look, hold on, before you say the name.
I'm going Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman.
Wait, because you're going to name 2, and I'm going to double back on you, and I'm going to come with 2 more right after that. Go ahead.
I'm going Cam.
Might touch all 4 of them since we there. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm going Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman. Okay. Both of them in the 5th round pick.
And let me
both of them going to be in the Seahawks. Both of them going to be in the Seattle Seahawks Ring of Honor. Sherman's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and if Cam Chancellor didn't get injured and with a neck injury that forced his retirement, he probably goes on and continues a career that was trending like he may be one day considered for the Hall of Fame as well. And they owe Cam Chancellor that Super Bowl MVP, that first Super Bowl. Bruh, I can't believe they gave it to Malcolm Smith, bro. I can't believe they gave it to Malcolm Smith. They owe Cam Chancellor that Super Bowl MVP, bro. But yeah, man. So Cam Chancellor, my dog Richard Sherman, man. Sherman did his thing, man. Y'all know how I feel about him. Hey, two of the best, man, both in the 5th round.
Speaking of, Malcolm Smith was drafted in the 2011 draft in the 7th round. So that same 2011 draft that Richard Sherman came out in, when they got Richard Sherman in the 5th, they came back and got Malcolm Smith.
All right, Malcolm Smith was in the 7th? Yeah.
A Super Bowl MVP. Oh, let's not forget 2012 in the 3rd round when they came back and got your boy in Russ We Trust. I had the Seahawks and I had all them on the list. I had Richard Sherman, Chancellor, Smith, and Russell, all very key pieces to that Super Bowl team and to that defensive dynasty and that team. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, I don't think Bobby Wagner went in the 1st round.
No, Bobby Wagner didn't go in the 1st round either. You know what I'm saying? So
was he in the 3rd or 4th round?
We can consider him a steal too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, got to Hall of Famer, all-time top 5.
He definitely a Hall of Famer for sure. Like that's without question.
Yeah.
Bobby went in the 2nd. He went in the 2nd. The 40.
Okay, 2nd round. Okay, so it's still okay.
Yeah. But still, I mean, a 2nd round Hall of Famer, that's a steal. You know what I'm saying? That's a straight steal. So I definitely go with the Seahawks. That entire cast that all those that mentioned, man, was steal.
Man.
So.
Exactly, bro. Back when they was drafting monsters, bro. I don't know what's been going on these last few years. It's been ugly for them, but
I think they got too cocky because they got all these guys in the 5th, 6th, and 7th rounds. So they're like, you know what? Let's trade all our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round picks because we're gonna get some more Hall of Famers in the 6th and 7th rounds like we always do. I
ain't gonna lie. They either trade their 1st round pick or they draft a terrible 1st round pick. Like I don't know when the last time they had a 1st round pick that worked out. Rashard Penny, it took him 5 years to produce, so I ain't even gonna give him that credit. Let me see, man. I mean, a couple of other steals, man. I had Tyrann Mathieu, man, safety / corner in the 3rd round. Definitely was a 1st round guy, 1st round talent. Everybody knew it, but had issues with considered issues with marijuana while at LSU. Failed his drug test at the combine. Had marijuana issues coming into the league, that sort of thing. So he got kind of branded and labeled as a troublemaker, just kind of with the thoughts on marijuana by and large at that time. Goes in the 3rd round, man. Probably a guy that's going to wind up in Canton as well, man. Probably going to be a Hall of Famer. Multiple All-Pros, multiple Pro Bowlers. He's probably going to be a decade team member as well. So Tyrann Mathieu, man, shout him out. Teron Armstead, same draft, also in the 3rd round. Drew Brees, blindside protected for about 8 years or almost a decade. Another guy, man. Keenan Allen, 3rd round as well, same draft. Like I said, man, multiple Pro Bowler. May not make the All-Decade team, but he'll make the All-Decade 2nd team. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of good guys in that 2013 draft.
So check this out. Jarrell just say, well, you guess you got to throw his boy D-Jack in the combo because he got to go to the Hall.
He went the 2nd round. Well, now, see, he went the 2nd round. D-Jack was a stud coming out. D-Jack only went in the 2nd round because
his size.
Well, yeah, his size. He was 160, and he got into it real bad with his coach, and so his coach put the word out about him being like a problem player and stuff like that. So he had that reputation, and he was so small, you know what I mean? So that's the only reason he went the 2nd round.
But you know what? I guess you can still say that it's a steal, though. I would consider it a steal, just for the simple fact that he dropped, and the Eagles is like, well, y'all ain't gonna take this playmaker.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It's a steal. He falling to me. This is an easy pick for us. And they did
got
some good years out of that for him. Now, Jarrell also said he got to go to the Hall. Is D-Jack a Hall of Famer? Talk to me.
And you know what, man? He's got – and when I seen his interview on, I think, I Am Athlete, because I don't think he's done the pivot. So I Am Athlete, Shout out to them, Brandon Marshall, Ocho, Pac-Man. Anywho, so they started talking about some of his numbers and his records, and I think one of them on the show, LaShawn McCoy, he might have said something. No, he was pushing for it, and then I think Pac-Man was like, you know, like when you actually look at his numbers and talk about it, he's got an argument, a discussion. In my mind, I always say like we know, you know, elite when you see it, you know, special when you see it, and I think you know Hall of Fame when you see it. I don't want to think about my Hall of Famers, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that I got to think about them is like, nah. Hall of very good. You know what I'm saying? Like, Hall of very good. Like, oh, you know what? He was better than I think. He was better than I give him credit for. But nah, all time, I still can't do it.
So this is my thing, right? The receiving, if it was just strictly off receiver, no. I think for me, it's an easier no for me. Especially when we just ran off B March numbers. You know what I'm saying? it ain't.
Mm-hmm.
It's two different types of numbers. You know what I'm saying? B. Marsh was
Mm-hmm.
100 receptions. You know what I'm saying? He getting those styles. Like D Jack, he had a few 1,000-yard seasons, but he never touched 10 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? He never got over 1,300. He only hit 1,300 one time. The rest of his 1,000-yard seasons were 1,100 and 1,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? So it never kept going.
Now, well, here's the thing as well. One thing I want to give him credit for, he didn't play with great quarterbacks. So he had old Donovan McNabb. Then he had Kevin Cobb for a little bit. Then he got a rebirth Michael Vick for one special year, but that one special year for Michael Vick was only barely 3,000 yards. So it wasn't like still a crazy passing year. It was just really good for Michael Vick. So he had that one magical year with Michael Vick, and then
this still makes my argument stay the same.
What I'm saying, that's what I'm saying as far as like his numbers. I'm saying like in a different situation, especially with a quarterback, like playing in that same offense as Andy Reid, but playing if he played with Patty Mahomes, he may be Tyreek Hill. Like he may have been Tyreek Hill. Well, yeah, that's what type of speed and explosiveness he real life had, except honestly, he was a better pure traditional receiver. He's a better route runner for sure. And like I said, he's probably not Tyreek fast because he's got his own gear, but he's not far off. Like, bruh, like Deshaun Jackson ran like 4.29 or like 4.31.
Listen to what
crazy.
Listen to what I'm saying though. The rest of the reason I compared him to B. Marsh. B. Marsh ain't played with no top quarterbacks either. But B. Marsh's numbers compared to Deshaun.
But he's also a different style because he's a big body receiver as well. So he's a guy to where the way you use him, because he's gonna dominate short and medium. So D-Jack's game it's the back third of the field instead of the front 2/3. So it's harder to use that target consistently unless you're a guy like Patty Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Tom Brady, like guys who can really sling it and get it up the field consistently. Matt Stafford, like we're seeing, you know what I mean? Like without you need some. He just didn't have. He wasn't able to get it to maximize what he could have did best. Like I said, without having that, I think that Deshaun Jackson conversation is interesting.
Hey.
He's one of those guys, maybe in a different circumstance.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe in a different circumstance, but he still only played 2 full seasons. 2. That's another part of it. But what I was trying to get to, though, I will say is, as a pure receiver, I would say no. But in combination with his punt return and kick return ability, we got a little bit of argument there. That I feel like we got an argument because he was dangerous with that ball in his hand.
For sure.
I remember that punter almost lost everything on Tom Coughlin's team. Boy,
I'm pretty sure he went there next year.
Especially not in overtime with the game on the line. You better not.
Bruh, he was mic'd up. Tom Coughlin was mic'd up. At the timeout, he told him, don't kick it to him, kick it out of bounds. You hear it in the timeout, right? But he called timeout just to tell him that. Don't even kick it to him, kick it out of bounds. And what's he do? Dead center. And then Deshaun drops it, muffs it, picks it up, and still brings it to the crib.
It looked like Deshaun was shot out of cannon when he went up the middle of that hole, boy. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. He shot out that cannon, ended that game just like that, and then just like that, the punter job was lost.
Man, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he was out of there. Oh, man, you know what? Speaking of him, so we just kind of mentioned Tyreek Hill, 5th-round pick as well. So, man, another guy who could be looked at as a steal.
Yep. Let me see. I think I got another guy. You know what? I'm gonna throw my last steal in there. I got a couple other guys, but this is gonna be the last guy I really talk about. But I'm gonna go Jimmy Graham, right?
I already said Jimmy Graham.
You did? Okay. Well, I'm gonna give my reasons why. Then my fault.
Okay, go ahead.
I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna go Jimmy Graham, and the reason why is because one, he's a 3rd-round pick, 2010 draft, so that's not super low for a tight end. But when you look at it in the cases where there were 4 tight ends drafted before him, including Jermaine Gresham,
Cincinnati,
Tony Moyaki went to the Chiefs, Ed Dixon.
Oh, from Oregon. Yeah, he went to Carolina.
And then the one that you can see, of course, is Gronk. Gronk was the other tight end drafted before.
Out of Arizona State.
But if I'm the New Orleans Saints and I'm looking at all these tight ends get drafted and I say, oh, Jimmy Graham's still here? And they know, well, of course, you don't know what he's going to become, but he becomes this. Oh yeah, that's a steal all day long. You know what I'm saying? When you see,
Yeah.
you see all these 4 guys been drafted, and then I still got this guy available. I'm able to draft him, and I'm able to turn him into that basketball in the red zone. It's almost an automatic touchdown type tight end. You know what I'm saying? To put up those big numbers. Yeah, Jimmy Graham is for sure a steal for me. And yeah, that's a guy that I felt like, hey man, it's a steal. You got him at the spot you got, and knew how to utilize him too. You know, with Sean Payton's geniusness.
Okay, my fault. I was answering a question from Jeff. He asked a good question, man. He said, do we think that Ty Law was a better quarterback than Sante Samuel? He says he doesn't think so because QBs didn't want to even throw to his side when he lined up to their side that he threw the most.
Let's talk
and
about
so my thought was, as a pure quarterback, yeah, I'm taking Ty Law because Asante Samuel was more limited in the style of coverage he could play. So like it reminds me of the conversation we had the other day when we talk about Deebo Samuel, how Kyle Shanahan's system gives more to Deebo than Deebo really gives to than the other way around. And that's the difference between Asante Samuel and Ty Law. Asante Samuel Belichick knew how to maximize what he could do best. And that's why I made the comparison to Marcus Peters. So Marcus Peters early in Kansas City, ball hawk, dominant ball hawk, crazy interception production. Then they changed. I think Steve Spagnuolo, the defense changes a little bit. He starts getting exposed because now he's asked to do different things that don't play to his strengths. So then that's why I remember when he got traded to the Ravens, me and Chop debated about it, but no show or nothing. And I was like, watch, this is gonna work because Baltimore is gonna let him do what he does best. And Chop was like, nah, I think the word's out on him. He's just exposed. He's done. Gets back to Baltimore. He's back to a Pro Bowl. I think he might even run an All-Pro one of those first 2 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's right back because he's back in a system that lets him capitalize on what he does best. And Asante's game was like that. It's so much more with their eyes and with their just feel. Trayvon Diggs. Me and Chop were debating about a rep that we've got online with Trayvon Diggs, whether or not it was a good rep or not. I'm for yeah, because in my mind, I feel like I recognize there's some stuff you just can't coach. It's special. Guys like Trayvon, guys like Marcus Peters, guys like Asante Samuel, they have that kind of innate just feel for what's going on around them, and they can play and trust their eyes more. But Ty Law, to what how Chop feels, he's gonna do it by the book. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get the right hand. The right hand's going to jam if he's breaking left. He's going to wall him to the sideline. He's going to maintain eye discipline. He's going to, you know what I mean? So Ty Law is definitely trumps him in that aspect as a pure corner.
Yeah, and I just to give my little opinion on that, I would prefer Ty Law as well, just for the simple fact that as much as people want to make it not as big of a deal, Ty Law was a lot more physical than Asante Samuel.
Oh, that too, for sure.
Asante Samuel, he wasn't a tackler, and he chose to play off ball because he's just not a physical guy. You know what I'm saying? He was, of course, a smaller guy too, but at the same time, he just didn't play that way. That's not his style of play. And for me, and what I prefer and what I want to see is I want to see a guy, like Willie said, that's going to be in phase and be in the right places that he's supposed to be at the right times, because, you know what I'm saying, sometimes other things can get you in trouble. Now, yeah, he got a lot of picks. He turned that ball over. He's going to get to that ball back for sure. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But there's other aspects to the game, and if you got to truly understand the game and the way the game is played in order to appreciate a guy like Ty Law, who he'll get you the ball too. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like it's crazy because I see the game evolve I've seen the game evolve for the Patriots and the way that they play defense, and I would see the same thing but with a different player. So I would see that corner, that number one corner, whoever they had, be picking the ball off and taking it to the crib for 6. I've seen that from Ty Law in crucial moments in the playoffs multiple times. We've seen it from Sante Samuel in crucial moments and multiple times. I think we've seen it from Stephon Gilmore multiple times. Like, it's like a never-ending thing, man. These guys just do that with the Patriots, but just the difference in their physicality, you know what I'm saying, and discipline and how they played. I would prefer a guy like Ty Law, because it wasn't like Ty Law couldn't play off too. Ty Law could play off the ball, you know what I'm saying, but he was physical too. And whereas Asante Samuel normally just played off. So
he said Ty Law, he's in the Hall of Fame. Is that what you're talking about?
He's already in. Yeah.
Yeah, he's already in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, make it make sense. He's talking about Ty Law still?
I'm still trying to figure it out too.
Miles is dropping this thing, man. What's going on with you, big dog? Hey, Jeff, put another comment, Jeff, to kind of clean up or clarify for us. We want to be on the same page.
Yeah, I want to know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And they also start talking about Richard Sherman too, man. Richard Sherman,
yeah.
I think Richard Sherman is a future Hall of Fame cornerback. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
Sherman's a Hall of Famer, bro. He's an all-decade team member, and people forget just how dominant he was. Jaylen Ramsey just posted. He had went viral a little bit for posting. I guess I can't even remember the proper context of what it was, but he basically was one of those moments like, "Hey, y'all gotta put a little respect on my name," type of moments. And he posted his credentials for the first 6 years of his career. First 6 years of his career, he's got 15 picks. He's got, I think, 3 All-Pros and 4 Pro Bowls, and he said, "Ain't too many corners in the history of the game that ever had a first 6 like me." So Sherm said, "Hey, me and Patrick Peterson, hey man, we got something to say." You know what I'm saying? He posted his numbers, and then Sherm's numbers were 30 interceptions, twice as many interceptions. Oh, they also put up deflections. He had twice as many deflections, twice as many deflections. He had 1 more All-Pro and 1 less Pro Bowl. And I remember that year because Sherm was the first year Sherm was All-Pro, he didn't make the Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? But so he had 4 Pro Bowls, 1 more Pro Bowl than Jaylen, 1 less Pro Bowl, or 1 more All-Pro, 1 less Pro Bowl. And both of them had already won a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? By that time as well. So, bruh, Sherm, like you said, Asante shut down Fields. No, sir. No, he didn't. Sherm shut down half some fields. Sherm shut down half of fields. PFF tracked it or something like this. Aaron Rodgers went a whole game and did not throw to the right half of the field. Literally, they tracked it. He did not throw to the right side of the field because that's where Sherm is. That Devontae Adams played the least amount of snaps he's ever played. He's never played so much on the left side of the field. They did everything they could to form Sherm. And like I said, this is prime Rodgers. This is Sherm at his best now, bro. Sherm was a real problem.
Yes, sir. And
okay. What makes Sherm different from Asante? Physicality, for one. Definitely physicality. Sherm was a monster on the edge, a very key component and a very key player and role in that run game. That's one thing that I like about Jaylen as well is Jaylen and Sherm have that in common. They're both taller, lanky guys, but Jaylen's got more mass on them, but both of them come in and throw their nose in it. Like both of them could set a real edge. Both of them will throw their face in somebody's chest, you know what I mean, for better or for worse. So both of them, but that's a key clear advantage to Sherm. And then also Asante, he was a cover 2 corner. Richard Sherman's deep ball tracking and interceptions that he makes at the high point, because he played receiver at Stanford before he was converted to corner. I think his last year, he played a year and a half at corner, and then he got drafted in the 5th round because he was a receiver for the first 2 or 3 years of college. And so his play at the top of routes, his physicality all throughout the route, Sherm in a landslide, bro. Sherm in a landslide. Boys take too much away from Sherm because of the whole competition with Revis. But Sherm was special. Sherm was special. There's not. We haven't seen another one yet. We haven't. Not for what I'm talking like his style. We haven't seen another Revis as well. I'm talking like that size, that skill set, that ball production as well. Like, man, nuts.
Sherman is definitely a Hall of Famer, and in terms of comparing him to Sante Samuel, I also think Sherman was a little bit more disciplined. I think he was more technically sound. I think the thing that made Sante Samuel good is he had really, 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 really good instincts. You know what I'm saying? He was very instinctual in the way that he played the game.
He was a guy that plays in the robber zone, bro. He was a robber zone back. That's a guy who
like you have to those Sante Samuel and who the guy you brought Marcus Peters. Those are guys that have to play a certain type of way in order for them to be successful. You got to put them in a system where they can play.
I think Marcus Peters offers more. I think Marcus Peters offers more than Asante Samuel. Asante Samuel was very, very, very specific, bro. He was very specific.
I would say they both very instinctual. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's true. But I'm saying, like, I still think Peters is still more talented as far as, and Peters isn't phenomenal in man coverage, but I still like him better in man. Peters does have a little more nasty. Like I said, he's super physical when he wants to be. for sure. But yeah, and dang, and now it sounds like I'm hating on the Sante Samuel, but I'm not. But I just want to remind y'all as well, because when Bill didn't want to pay him, then he went to Philadelphia. I think his first year or two in Philly was nice, but then it went downhill pretty fast, just the same way it did with Nnamdi Asomugha. When Nnamdi looked like he was locked down in Oakland, and then comes to the Eagles, it's a whole different defense, a different system, and now his best skills and traits they're asking him to do something else, and he struggled terribly as well.
Understood.
But that's not true. Miles said Marcus Peters is not an intelligent player. That's not true. Guys with those type of instincts and eyes, like Sante Samuels, Marcus Peters, man, give me Rondé Barber. You know what I mean? Those guys who play with their eyes, they're some of the smartest players because they're not as gifted physically, so they don't have the room for error that a guy like Jalen Hurts does. That's why Chop's hard on Jalen Hurts, or excuse me, on Jalen Ramsey, because Chop is critical of his technique. Because Jalen Ramsey, as we saw in the Super Bowl when he got exposed a couple times, he doesn't always play the correct technique, and so sometimes it can come back to bite him. But he's bigger, stronger, and faster than everybody else, that he can cover up some of those weaknesses or illnesses with his athleticism. Guys who are limited athletically, that's why they tend to be more gifted in the other way, because they have to know the game better. They have to understand spacing. They have to have a better understanding of concepts and the ways that routes are used against them, because they work so much more in space as opposed to just working one man and mastering one man and what he's doing. Like Jaylen Ramsey or a guy, Darrelle Revis. Darrelle Revis is playing 1-on-1. A guy like Marcus Peters is playing 1-on-3, because he's checking his slot. He's also keeping his mind on one, and he's got his eyes on the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So he's actually processing a lot more, as opposed to a guy who's physically able to just be in somebody's hip and I'm just, anywhere you go, I'm with you. So like, nah, bro, the players like that are super smart for sure.
I would,
yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, but safety, but yeah.
I would say Marcus Peters is, I think you have to put him in a position to where he can use his instincts. I wouldn't give him as much credit as you give him in terms of his intelligence. I would say you have to cover players like that up too. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they're gonna get a lot of turnovers. You know what I'm saying? But you got to put them in positions where they're gonna look good. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we've said. That's what we said. But I'm talking about we agreeing there. But I'm saying that I don't think it means that he's not an intelligent player. Miles said he doesn't think he's an intelligent player, and I'm like, nah, bro. He's limited athletically, but he sees and understands the game in ways that pure just cat coverage dudes. Cat coverage is the easiest thing to do, because follow this guy, and then you're either athletic enough to do it or not. But you know what I'm saying? There's not as much thinking there. Like when you're in your drop actively, you know what I'm saying, actively reading 2 or 3 guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's a whole nother style of processing, dog. Like, man, that's crazy.
No, I get that. I get that there's another understanding, another way of processing. I'm just saying that you can process that, but when you're an offense playing against a defender like that, you can put that type of player in a position where he's never right. And essentially what I'm saying is,
well, then that's bad coaching. That's bad coaching as well. If you can't find a way to that gets into, yeah.
Let me finish. But also understand that that's why Harbaugh is a good coach, because he puts him in a position where he allows Marcus Peters to do his thing and use his instinct, but also he's covered up to where it works within that defense, if that makes sense. With the Rams, you're right. The Rams didn't know necessarily how to use. They tried to put him in man, a lot, and let him play man. And he's not a man player. You know what I'm saying? He's not that type of guy to where he can go in, line up against a number 2 or whoever, and know that you're good with Marcus Peters. I think that's what they thought they were getting in him, but then they realized that they weren't getting that in him. And then also at the same time, he was a little bit of an extra case. We know Marcus Peters' antics sometimes, throwing flags and stuff like that. They were like, all right, we're going to get rid of him. But Harbaugh knows how to use Peters in a way where, like you said, he was effective. You can put him, like I said, and let him use his instincts. And players like him, Sante Samuel, those are players that if you got a good coach, you can utilize him in a right way.
But no, but
go ahead.
No, but sure. But see, but that's the thing about it is like I don't take that away from the player. Like Jordan was always Jordan, but Phil Jackson knew how to maximize his ability. So it's not, and then Jordan turns to the player that we know today. He was every bit of the same dog and as dominant, and even more dominant, just purely scoring the basketball. But coaching still has its place. And so a guy who's forced to play out of character, like bro, like how's that? I don't put that on the player. It's one thing if he's playing poorly in what it is we look for him to do great. You're like, okay, so now you're not capable. Now now you're playing poorly. But if I'm asking you to do something that doesn't align with what you're capable to do, then that's I can't put that on you. And Miles, one thing I say, he made a very good point. He said instinct and intelligence is different. That's true, but they're married. You know what I'm saying? That line is blurry because even you have to have some modicum of intelligence you have to be in the right place you have to know to be in the right place so that you can make a play, or like you can't have one without the other. Or no, you can't have one without the other. Those things, that's the same two sides to the same coin. And then you said his play was a liability. Like I said, that gets him to the way he's being used. You know what I'm saying? Like Allen Iverson. He's 6 foot, but he's a shooting guard. And then he goes to Denver and they try to force him to be a point guard because there's guys that are what they are. You know what I mean? Like I wish I'm trying to think of a better example, but
I get your example. I get the point that you're making, but what I'm saying is, yeah, you're right. You can't put that on the player. You know, the coaches have to be able to put these players in a position. That's part of coaching. You have to be able to put these players in a position where they can be successful. But at the same time, you have to know how to separate the players that it don't matter what position I put this player in, this player is going to succeed in whatever I ask them to do. They may be better at certain things than others, but there'll never be the chance a position I put this player in and he'll be bad. For example, Richard Sherman. Let's use Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman wasn't a bad man player. He was just better at what he did in that Seattle
for sure.
system. You get
And I'm glad you said that because that's the misconception that people say. He was phenomenal at zone, but he wasn't bad at man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm glad you said that. Yeah.
But when we're talking about Marcus Peters, we're talking about a player who could have been considered bad at man coverage. You know what I'm saying? But exceptional in this. So it's almost like a one-dimensional player, right? You got players. Jordan was Jordan, but Jordan could do. He could just about do everything. So it don't matter. But there's certain things he can do. He does the best though. So it's like, all right, I can go tell Jordan to do this and do that and do this. Or LeBron. LeBron can go out there and play point guard. He can go play the 4. He can go play the 3 to 2. You know what I'm saying? He can do all of it. But what for your team? What is going to be the best for him to do in order to do that? But then you got some players they can only play the 3. That's it. He can't play nothing else but the 3. That's Marcus Peters. That's Sante Samuel. They can't do nothing but play the way that they played, which they were successful with. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is like in my mind, the Sante Samuel is a cover 2 corner. He does better in those short zones, but normally cover 2 corners are physical because you have much more run responsibilities. I don't want to mistag him that way. But what I'm saying is he does better as a lurk player in underneath zone. Peters can play 2, 3, 4, like because Peters can also carry his zone and make those same plays on the ball 30 and 40 yards upfield as well. You know what I'm saying? And so, so that's a different style of player. Like I didn't like Sante Samuels. I wanted him with his eyes on the quarterback, 12 yards and up. I want him right there lurking in that short and intermediate range because that's where he's able, because he wasn't like a speed burner, but his short area quickness enough. Those are the areas where he can use it to jump in front of quarterbacks late on short outs. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of plays that he makes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where he thrives in. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think his play was limited than Peters is what I'm saying. I think Peters still does more up the field.
Got you. All right, man. All right. You got any other guys you want to mention on your steals list? I know we kind of got off target a little bit. And I'm good with my list. You know what I'm saying? If you good with your list.
Man,
but if you want to throw some guys out there, go ahead, man.
No, I'm not gonna dive into anybody, but just a name I'll say, man. Marshall Yonder, a guard, third round guard in 2007, an all decade member for the Ravens, man. A guy that really set the standard at the position for a full decade, a easy Hall of Famer whenever it's. You know what? I wonder if he's in already, or if he's not in, he's going. But he's a guy that was an all-decade team member at guard, man, set that standard. What Joe Thomas did in Cleveland at left tackle, Marshall Yonder for the Ravens was that, I think, as their left guard, man, a guy that, like I said, was the Zach Martin, was the Quentin Nelson, was he, like I said, like he was the guy that passed that standard down to the next guy who came after him. So Marshall Yonder for sure.
Gotcha. Who else did I have on my list? Did I have anybody else? I had Robert Mathis, man. Robert Mathis.
Oh, yeah, I had him mentioned as well. Yeah, it's good.
He was drafted 5th round of the 2003 draft and he was on the other side of Dwight Freeney, man. A key piece to that Super Bowl team when they won with Peyton Manning. I actually did have Fred Warner on my list too. Still, I mean, talking about the best linebacker in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? Drafted out of the 3rd round. You know, and it's been a short time. Sideline to sideline linebacker and one of the best coverage linebackers in the league too. So those are a couple other guys that I had on my list as steals, man. So.
Okay, for sure. Hey, Jeff said I need to go back and watch some of that tape on Sante. Hey, man, you might be right, bro. You might be right, because I feel like I remember him in New England, like I said, because he was the guy that was always in combo coverage. He was the guy that's always underneath, and you had Mccourty, or no, I don't even know if that was Mccourty then. Rodney Harrison and it might have been a young Mccourty, actually. You know what I mean? So, but I remember his Eagles years got bad towards the end. I think that first year he might have been a Pro Bowler there, and I think it got bad quickly. I thought it did when he went to the Eagles because they started asking him to do more than what he was capable of doing.
Sante Samuel was good, man. He was good. He was good. I just would rather have Richard Sherman or a a Ty Law. Either one of those guys I would rather have on my team. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more grit, a little bit more physicalness. I mean, but hey, he got the job done, man. He helped close and seal the deal for, that Super Bowl winning Patriots team. So I can't call him out for that. But so did Richard Sherman, for his team, against receivers. Yeah. So did Ty Law. They all sealed the deal for their teams, made huge plays, but those are the two guys that I would prefer, amongst that list. You know what I mean? So,
hey, Jarrell said it was real bad. Or was it? I'm not sure he's talking about. He's got to be talking about the time they sent the Eagles. But I'm like, them Eagles years didn't end well, bro. Them Eagles seasons didn't end well because him and Nandi, boy, it did not end well as far as I remember. But I'm gonna go back and check it out though.
No,
make sure I ain't.
No, Willie, you gotta go check out the I am athlete with Sante Samuel.
Oh yeah, with Sante. Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out. Yeah, I ain't watching it.
He got some interesting points that he bring up, man. I want to hear your take on it, man. After you get a chance to watch it, man, and we can come back and talk about, because he talked about what you just said his name was. I mess his name up every time. That went to the Eagles.
Yeah,
he talked about him.
I told you, boy. Hey, it got ugly with the Eagles secondary, man. Come on now.
They played together over there, so that's why he talked about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said.
Yeah. So,
I said, boy, they brought Namdi over there. Hey, it got ugly for the Eagles over there, boy. Y'all was spending all that money.
Sante Samuel started talking about some practice stuff, man. I was like, oh, that's crazy. But
yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out there, man. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and check them out though for sure, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and check it out for sure.
Man.
He said, yeah, him with the Eagles was a train wreck. That's what I thought, man. I didn't know if I was Jay. That's what I thought. But hey, as always, man, unless you got something else, Chop, man, I'll take it on home.
Go ahead, do your own thing, bro. Do your thing.
Hey, y'all know what's going on, man. Hey, unorthodox start today, man. But we got in and got it done, man. Appreciate everybody came through and hollered at us, man. Appreciate my dog Tom came through and hollered at us, man. Donnell D. Jones came through. He's still a nation as well, bro. So I'm gonna shut you out, hold you down, man. Baby sister was in here, man. The home team, appreciate you. My dog Jeff came in here fired, man. Day one game, Jarrell was in the building as well. My dog Miles came through and showed love to the squad, man. Showed my dog Tom, man. Hey, other than that, man, y'all know what's going on, man. If I forgot to mention your name, man, charge it to my head, man. Don't charge it to my heart. You know we was thinking about you, man. Definitely love all the support, man. All the engagement. Hey, tonight's game ball, man. We're gonna give it to you, Jeff. We're gonna give it to my dog Jeff, man. Came through guns firing, man. Got a good debate going. Him and Miles as well, man. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to my dog Jeff, man. So appreciate you coming through and rocking with us, big dog, as always, man. Other than that, what else we got going on? Okay, I thought Jarrell had one for us real quick. But no, hey, other than that, man, y'all know what it is. You know what's going on, man. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, man. Same bad time, just a different bad channel, man. You ain't got nothing else to do but be in here and get real comfortable, man, and holler at your folks, man. And yeah, man, more of this real football talk, real football fanatics, man. That's gonna be on a shirt or something coming soon, man. We gonna talk about it, man. I keep liking how it sounds. The more I say it, the more I like it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Wednesday at 7 o'clock, man. Let the film speak right in here with your dogs, man. Until then, peace.
Peace.